Karthik.
Hi, Jala.
Yeah. So you have any questions?
Oh, no, Jala, no.
You tried to run that? No.
Yeah, I'm executing step by step. So I didn't complete the exit steps. So just in some steps only.
Okay. So one thing. Okay, so that code is actually, you can say the main part of our project is completed, but that code is also doing 2 or 3 more things. Okay, if you go in DynamoDB, I don't know why I clicked on new window. In tables, in job status, if we explore the table items from this table, we have 19 entries made here. Okay, if I try to sort it out. So this is the entry that we are making, in 2024, the on 2nd January, on 3rd January, and likewise. So what this code is also doing, it is putting the details in DynamoDB table that allows you to, do a logging. So this is the kind of logs we are keeping. Like right now, we just have single job. So we have only single entries for their job. But let's say we have hundreds of jobs running for the particular day. Okay, in that case, this kind of tables is going to help you. What it is going to do for you, you can see which job has triggered today, which job has completed today, and which job has executed when, how many records it has processed, what is the run date, what is the SC path it has processed, what is the start time, and status, is it completed, failed, or pending. Okay, and this kind of logging is actually very important. Okay, in the real-time project, this kind of logging is actually very important. Let's see, I mean, as I mentioned, you might have hundreds or thousands of jobs, and you cannot check on Glue console them. Okay, that which job is completed, which job is a failed, and those kind of things. So you can simply come here, you can search on the name base, you can search on the create date, and you can search whether this job has been completed or not. Okay, this is how we are doing logging here. And if you check that code, in this code, when I enter my table, whether it's first time or whether it's the second time, I have this function called update DynamoDB table. Okay, if you check this function's definition, okay, if you check this function's definition, I have defined it here. What this function is doing typically, it creates a DynamoDB client. It creates a table name. I mean, it has a table name. It creates a table object over that. Then it takes today's date. I have multiple date types here, date formats here, to send them into different tables likewise. Okay, so let me just show it to you. So created has its own format, and time it has its own format. Okay, and file day, file month, file year, all those things have different formats. Those I'm converting them here. File day, file month, file year, today's date, and all those things. Runtime, okay. Main thing starts from here. I do a table.query. Basically on this table job status, this is the table I have created. I do a query. Okay. I try to find the name and create date. So my key name should be equals to job name that I'm passing, and my created date should be equals to today's date. Okay. If I have any of the count in this response variable that I will get after this query execution, if it is more than 0, that means for this particular date, one time the job has been executed, and now we have to update the entries. Okay, this is the case. Let's say this project hands-on runs today twice. Okay, so I think on 4th of January, I have executed this twice. So if I look for this job here, I'll say query Job name is project hands-on, and run date is in format of date, month, and year. Yes, and I'll say it is 04/01/2023. If I execute this, let's try with 03. Is it okay? It should be 4. My bad. Okay, you can see we have our item here. Okay, this job actually I have executed twice today. So what happened? In first iteration, it has put down the end time, start date, and all those things. In the second iteration, it has processed the records like 1503. Okay, earlier it was 1499. Some columns actually I'm updating. How I'm updating? I mean, first I try to query. If it is there, that means we have to update, not enter. Okay. I will say table.update item. In this, I will pass my key, which key I want to update. I will say job name and today's date. Okay. Then update expression is this. End time should be equals to e time. Start time should be equals to s time, and updated date should be equals to update time. And later on, I pass on those values here. Okay. So this is how I update my items. Okay, I update my items and I get the message that DynamoDB item is updated. If I have response count less than 0, okay, if I have response count less than 0, where it is, I will simply say table.put item. Because this time I have no entries already present there, I will simply create my new item in the table entry and I will put the item there. Okay, this is what we are doing for the logging purpose. And see, always if you are going into interviews now, chances are they will ask about the logins, like how you manage your logs. Okay, so you cannot say that, okay, I mean, we definitely have the logs in CloudWatch logs, but historical logs, it is a bit hard to find in there. Okay, and if you have multiple jobs, it is again, it's a bit hard to find in there. So this is why we have this sort of logging thing. So just a one way of doing the logging, you could do on Athena tables as well. Same kind of logs you can put into a SC file, place it there, and create a Athena table on top of that. Okay, that is one way of doing, but that is something we have already seen, that how to crawl the folders and create the tables. Sorry, that's why I have chosen the DynamoDB style for this thing. And actually, my project is also doing the DynamoDB one. That's why I've preferred this one. So yes, if you have any questions about this concept and the codes here.
Jalaj, so it's going to be up and every time, right? It will not be a truncate and load kind of things, right?
No, yeah, DynamoDB is a database. It is not a file based, so we can update. This is only going to update one particular row.
So the same row will be updated again and again. We won't insert
Yes.
a new thing, right?
No. I mean, this code is not doing so. If you want, you can do so.
Okay.
Any questions? Aishwarya, Karthik, Ritesh is there.
No, there's nothing.
Okay, then there's one more thing. I was a bit worried how it didn't work for me. At the end of this final code, we do send a notification, SMS notification. Okay, this is again a logging and monitoring. See, logging and monitoring is again a important piece. So logging we have already seen. This is monitoring. Like how will your team know? Let's say you are running 100 jobs or 150 jobs, like numerous of jobs. How will you know that your jobs are being failed or you are successfully executing them? So that's why we have monitoring. This is a email monitoring that we am doing. So in this thing, I have a send SNS notifications. This function is going to get triggered once you call this, and it is simply going to trigger an email using the SNS service. Now, what is SNS? SNS is a very simple service on AWS that can send messages to your targets. It can be email, it can be HTTP endpoint, it can be your mobile phone, all those things. Okay, so if you come here, look for the SNS. Simply create a topic. Okay, you have to create a topic. Let's say you create a top. I mean, let me delete these things. I think it will going to cost you.
The SNS is basically like in messaging system like Kafka or.
Kafka is different. Kafka you can relate with Kinesis, not with SNS.
But SNS is kind of a messaging system, right? Message queue or system.
Yes. It is that thing only. It is to notify. It is not to process or transform all those things. Kafka can do that.
Okay, so it's only for notification.
Yeah. So if you create this topic, simply click on create topic. Choose a standard one. Okay. Because only emails are only on standard one. Choose a topic name, display topic name, and then you're good to go. Okay, you will create a topic. Once you create a topic, you have to go in subscription. Create a subscription. As you can see, this email ID has been subscribed to this. Okay, all the emails will be sent here. Okay, so this is how, I mean, you have to just create an subscription. Click on create subscription. Choose topic. Let's say choose again the same topic. Protocol you can choose email, HTTPS, email is on Lambda, SKS, all those things. You can choose email. Type an email ID here. Once you do this and once you click on create subscription, it is going to send an email to your Gmail box or whatever email you provide there. You have to confirm there that you want to receive the emails from there, and then you can go ahead and see the emails. Whenever I execute this, I do receive emails on my emails. Just that I have some things on my email, that's why I cannot show that to you. But whatever you get it, it's it's here. Your message will be this: your job run is completed successfully. Please check its status. You can provide more details like run ID, time, job name, all those things. Definitely you can integrate here, and you can pass a message also. Like your message structure, its arguments, all those things you can modify as per your requirement. Any questions here?
So what are the to mail ID we are sending, right? So what are we defined in that SNS creation? So that specific mail ID only will go, right? Here we can't define any mail ID.
Yes, only on that email ID it will go, this one.
Okay, if you want more means you can just put comma and add it, or
Oh, you have to create more subscriptions.
oh, more subscription. Okay.
I mean, they're not going to ask you about how to create subscriptions, how to create topics. Okay. You know that SNS is there. That's how you
Yeah.
monitor. Okay. If you have no questions, then there's one more thing. If you see, I have already shared this Lambda function with you in the earlier stage only. Where is Lambda? Okay. This is a Lambda that triggers glue job. Okay. You can remove these things. I am passing my glue job name. Okay. I am receiving my bucket and my file information. Okay. Based on this information. Okay. Based on this information, I create my input path. Okay. If you see here, I am creating my input path and I am passing this input path while starting my glue job. If you see, I mean, this is something you already know. Okay. Only one piece of code here is start job run. And then I'm passing arguments as 3 input path. Likewise, what you can do, you can, if you see this arguments list, this is where you are going to receive it. Okay. If you pass it from the Lambda as 3 input path, you'll have to say get resolved options. This is a function to receive the arguments from the glues argument list. I have as like S3 input path you will receive with the help of Lambda function. And then you can utilize this like this. You'll say from ARGS, I want S3 input path. Actually, it will be S3 input path. Okay. And then you will get this path here in this variable. Now, this is one variable. Likewise, you can create multiple variables and pass them. Like what I'm trying to say, your output path, your unload path, your file path, all these variables you can create with the help of Lambda functions and pass them. Now, what it is going to do or how it is going to help you, you will not have to hard code these things. And if you have some other source, that source also you can use the same format and you can automate that. Okay, so 2 things we will learn here, how to pass and how to receive and how to create these things. Now, what happens in real time is, like right now my bucket name and my folder names are not, they are a bit casual namings. They're having a bit casual names. I mean, they are a bit sensible, but still not, very much strict. In real time, mostly you will have very strict naming conventions for your S3 buckets and for your S3 folders. So using those folder names, using those file path names, you will be able to prepare your all these variables and send them to your AWS glue. And this Lambda function is going to trigger your glue job as and when the source file arrives on S3. Lambda function will trigger. It will identify which job it has to run. Even the glue job name you can, dynamically get. And you can trigger your glue job with the required arguments. All these arguments can be dynamic. Getting my point? How we can make this glue job execute multiple sources using the simple naming conventions and some logics in the Lambda functions.
Jalaj, but everything should be inside this file alone, right? If you say dynamic, when you say dynamic means.
Dynamic basically means, let's say right now my glue job is PySpark hands-ons. Okay. Let's say I have 10 sources. HR, finance, sales, and all those things. Okay, I'm just having those names. So what I can do, if my file key, I'll get this file key. This will have my folder name and my file name. Okay, I will use that file folder name, and I'll prepare my input path. I will use the file folder name, and I'll prepare my job name as well. Okay, let's create an example. Let's say my folder structure is something like this is for Airbnb price. Let's say we have Airbnb review file. We are processing it. Okay. SC folder name, and inside that we have file.csv. Okay. Now my glue job name is. I'll keep my glue job name to Airbnb review transform, something like this. I'll keep my glue job name. I'll say S3 input path that I'll get from this folder name. Okay. Now what I'll do when I start this glue job, I'll pass glue job name as Airbnb. I'll append the underscore transform. Okay. So this is going to get start the job for Airbnb review, not for the Airbnb price. Likewise, you can have multiple glue jobs created for your all different sources, and you can trigger them as per the source files, name, folder, and details. So your single Lambda function will be able to trigger multiple glue jobs depending on which file has triggered the Lambda function. Is it making some sense now?
Yeah. One more doubt, Jalaj. So without these things, right, like entering to AWS console, we can use the Lambda function to trigger our glue jobs, right, in Unix server.
Yes, you can do that.
Are they doing working since we are going to fake our resume, right? They will be asking like this, right? So is that not usually people will do like that only, or how it is?
No, usually it will be event-based triggering only based on the SC files.
Okay.
See, do not try to keep, do not go on multiple things like Unix server, Linux server, EC2, EC2. Whatever I'm teaching you, trust me, this will be sufficient. I mean, just before this class, I had an interview with BCG, the final round. Trust me, I mean, I cannot record that things, but I answered all my questions, all my project experience based on this project only that you have right now. Like he asked me, what is your roles and responsibilities? Okay. I'll say my responsibilities is to connect with clients, understand their data requirements, and accordingly provide them the solution. Then they'll ask you what is your current project. I'll say my client is having data on DB2s. they are looking to migrate this their data from DB2 to AWS Cloud and have some analytics. How we are doing? We migrate from DB2 the data into form of into data in the form of CSV files on our raw bucket. From there, we have AWS Glue jobs that do all the required transformations. And then we have our SCT logic running for our dimensions. Okay. We have our Redshift for analytical purpose. Here my responsibilities is to create views on my tables as per the requirements of the client. Now in this whole introduction, we know PySpark, we know SQL. Okay. Now he might ask you questions like how you trigger your glue jobs. Answer is event-based triggering using the Lambda functions. That is one thing. How you optimize your glue jobs. Okay. Learn some PySpark optimizations. Okay. Learn some glue job optimizations. Some of them I have explained them in while teaching the glue part. Okay. That is if I recall them, use correct number of DPUs, use partitioning if possible, use Parquet files whenever possible, filter first, remove unnecessary rows, use broadcast join, use data description very well. Okay. Then he might ask you how you're going to optimize your Redshift or Snowflake. Again, you know, Snowflake has some features to optimize. Redshift has some features to optimize. Redshift has short keys, data description styles, encodings to optimize. Snowflake has partitioning, time travel, stage tables. Those things are there. Okay. Then what he might ask that he might give you some sequels and then things moves from these theory-based questions to practicals. Like they will share the sequels with you. They might share the some Python codes to you. And let's just a few days back actually I had an interview with the PepsiCo. So those guys asked me this question. You have a table, you have India, Australia, England, say South Africa. Now they want output like this. India versus Australia, India versus England, India versus South Africa. I hope you got the output, okay? Same thing will go for other teams as well. Like from this for these four teams, you have to create a round robin schedule. And this is a table and it has only one column. How will you do it? This was the one question. Okay. Then there were some questions based on row to column format and column to row format. And then there was question that you have a Python list and you want to divide that Python list, let's say in 3 equal parts or 4 equal parts. Number of parts will be decided dynamically. How will you write the code? That is one thing. These three, 4 questions they asked me. I couldn't solve this one at that point. So I think they haven't reached out to me. So that basically means a no. But yeah, these are this kind of like this is how your interview goes. And as I'm very confidently mentioning that I failed in PepsiCo, you might also fail for multiple companies. Interviews sometimes are luck based. Sometimes they give you question which and which you do very regularly in your projects or your practice, but sometimes or at that moment you do not get that. Okay. I mean, they asked me, in the BCG first round, they asked me how you add the keys in the dictionary. And that is something I have already, given to you as well. And I do in every batch. And that day I couldn't answer that. Anyhow, that guy, let that go because we had a very good discussion. Because we had a very good discussion about other points. But yeah, that happens. So you need to practice on your SQL and Python and PySpark very well. Your joins, your group by, your partition bys, and this sort of queries, you have to practice these things. Again, I'm repeating, 30% cloud concept, it's 70% SQLs and Python and PySpark.
So Pepsi goes for Azure, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah. They were looking for Azure data engineer. I tried my best, cleared
Okay.
2 rounds and I failed in the 3rd one.
No.
And right now, there's multiple opportunities, even though it's a year end. I mean, I have a 3 months of notice period. Still, I'm getting multiple calls, and getting from various of good brands. I got from Moody's, I got from PepsiCo, PCG, EY, Schindler Electric, Bank of America, National Australian Bank. I mean, banks I mostly, I try to avoid because those guys are looking for 5 days office. So I say no to them. EXL is hiring, TI is hiring. And if you want to give a try, I mean, I can forward your resume to, I mean, like lots of HRs calling and they're looking for references. But I think if you're not ready right now, do not go for these big companies. Okay, fail your interviews for some stupid companies.
Yeah. So BOFA is having a AWS or Azure? BOFA, Bank of America.
They're having both.
Okay.
But preferably they are on Databricks and I mean their ETL tool is Databricks. Again, Databricks is running on PySpark. Just learn some Databricks features, okay, and then you should be good to go.
Oh, okay. Actually, in AWS we don't have Databricks. Like if you go to the Azure, right, we have a AWS. I mean, Databricks separate thing. It's a component itself. But in Azure we don't have like that, right?
No, wait. No, actually Azure we have, AWS we don't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I haven't actually used Databricks on AWS never. I don't think that we have that option. Databricks. No. Databricks can integrate with these things. Yeah, you can actually have it. You can have it here. It's via marketplace. It's directly not on the AWS, but you can have it.
Okay.
With respect to Databricks, what they will ask, Challenge?
See, PySpark is something you already know. Okay, so PySpark is gone. What is Databricks? What is Lakehouse architecture? What is Delta tables in Databricks? How Delta tables are handled in Databricks? How to save configurations of Databricks clusters? What is live tables in Databricks? 4-5 questions. These are like top questions. And one more thing, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I do not know what current CTC you are extracting right now, but at least ask for 50-60% hike. They are giving. Do not hesitate. I mean, if you are under 10 and you have like,
Is 100% hike not possible?
It's possible. Trust me, it is possible. It depends how much you are earning right now. How much you are, I mean, sorry, that's not a correct question. How much your experience is right now?
3 plus almost like 3.5 now.
Okay. Let's consider 4 years, okay? Because 3 months notice period will be there. If you are right now around 10 and 15, go for 25. And I mean, it's just person to person. I do not prefer selling offer letters or teaching the companies. Okay, that is something I do not like. So what I do, like when I joined the Deloitte, I told them clearly, I do not want to ditch you after 3 months. Give me your best hike. Like they ask you percentage, just I'll say, give me your best hike. So that time they gave me 100% hike. And I joined them. I was getting offered better than that also, like 50K or 1 lakh plus, but that is something, you'll always get. There's no end to that. So just get one good offer and have a backup offer also. Okay, I'm not saying that you absolutely stop after your first offer. Okay, no, don't do that. Once you have a good offer in hand with good salary, with good company repo, all your JDs, roles, and responsibilities are satisfying you. Just have it in your mind that you will join those guys and just have a one backup offer also. And you should know this thing. Always negotiate on the fixed salary. Yes, I mean, we still have 10-15 minutes left.
Yeah, and in these interviews, will they mention?
This is something you have to discuss with HR, not in interviews.
No, I was going to complete this interviews. Will they mention the project we are going to join? Like based on that, we can also decide if we have a growth.
Yes, you can ask these questions.
Company.
After the end of interview, if he's a good interviewer, he'll definitely ask you this question. Do you have any questions for me? Okay. See, there are 3 kinds of interviews. Okay, I'll tell you from my experience. One is, I mean, do you guys understand Hindi?
Yeah, I know Hindi.
How hard is